Happy New Year, everybody. Advent begins the new liturgical year, and we've got new books. And these books have some special features that I want to remind you about, but also introduce you to, because there's some new things we've done this year. In the book, we've got the adoration prayers for when we begin in an adoration right in the beginning, so that's really easily accessible to everyone. And in the back, we put the St. Joseph Novena as a sticker on the back pages, so when you use that during Mass, it's there. We've gotten rid of the binders in the pews, so we only are using the books now, and all the prayers we need in the Mass you can find in the books. We have put ribbons in the book, so you can actually start storing the different parts of the Mass, and the page numbers are on the board. So for example, you'll notice the green on the top is the Sunday propers. Those are things like the entrance antiphon, the readings of the Mass, the responsorial psalms. So you put a green ribbon in that place before you begin Mass. So for example, that's page 693. That's just a random page number. That's not an actual one. Don't use that, okay. But then we have the black, which is the ordinaries of the Mass parts that we sing. So if you wonder where the Mass parts are in Latin or other parts, that's your black ribbon that you can put on that page number. And then the hymns that we have during Mass, you've got the yellow ribbon that you can put for the songs. And then the Marian hymn, if we have one of those, we have a nice blue ribbon that's set on to the Marian hymn. And then if you come to daily Mass, we've got a red ribbon for the entrance antiphon, the responsorial psalms, and the communion antiphon. So all these things are handy in your book. It's going to clean up our pews really nicely. And because of that, we're not going to actually use the carts anymore for the books, but we're going to keep the books in the pews. So after each Mass, if you would please just leave your pew, your missal in the pew for the next person. And please teach your children to respect these books so they can last all year long. Thank you very much for your help. As we begin the new liturgical year, we are restarting the presentation of the gifts. At this part of the Mass, during the offertory, we bring up the gifts of bread and wine and the financial offerings which are necessary to offer the sacrifice of the Mass. Without your help, the Mass doesn't happen. We need the priest to offer the Mass, but we need all of you to provide the needs of the church. And so symbolically, what you bring up to Mass, both in the gifts of the bread and the wine and in your financial offerings, show us the need for all the members of the body of Christ for the sacrifice to happen. And so at the Mass, at the beginning, we'll have our ushers select a family to bring up the gifts at each Mass on the weekend. So if you would like to help out with that, you can just let the ushers know that you'd be interested in helping, or if you look like you would like to help, they'll just tap you and have you come up and do it. And this is a beautiful way to teach your children that all of us need to participate in the Mass, because what we give to the Mass is what we get out of it. So hopefully this will be a beautiful experience for all of us as we begin doing this again.